at the European club side no definitely football as a whole under the calendar because there is the FIFA Club World Cup. I die any man on the clubs for no makodia to so mokakusi akan. So this is the European standard na no the other club side the team and it counts the various competitions that we have in Europe. Any the obi episode who be an amanakwakusi. But there are a lot of things that came out of now Saturday game the more interesting see betimi di ho nkomo. There is enough to speak about, especially when it comes to baby Paris Saint-Germain a free any pension about bedru any whatever they were craving for Timiaka. They did not only win the UEFA Champions League, but in this particular instance, they've made sure so much with other trophies are all combined here. In football, there are few teams in the Betimia so the treble. Now they've also written their name in that particular history books. Then there is Luis Enrique, so I bet me didn't home come up the quality of football you heard on Saturday. And fancy, when you look at the kind of football Paris Saint-Germain boy now, I think this is one of the never say the most one-sided final I've ever watched. Say yes, final pair one-sided panel. Game we see pani betting me can was him. And when in the final, and young fan say one opponent Asher more goals there to the other side no because you Barcelona AC Milan abra AC Milan share Barcelona by 4 goals to 0. You've seen Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid 4 goals to 1. You Real Madrid against Juventus and also 4 goals to 1. Then you come and witness this at 5 goals to 0. I think say this particular performance a 5-star performance from Paris Saint-Germain, and I don't know more train chair no more for superstars. I don't be red team ni be project no man team anya ni nano. A galaxy of this team have actually brought it up and no man team aje EDSU monaso. But young confirm you be am person media mo nkomo then we discuss a little bit of transfers. The other kind desire do, and I think say Akodano during the season there has been on and off in some games. Well, I heard the French league and Kakana so nya da GTM sa league ne pa. Onye player were consistent due to the fact that there are certain games go non starting farmer Brady Bacola and starting games no Edema Paris Saint-Germain. But definitely this is how you announce yourself to the global at the global stage to we are seeing so obi an hel no aba. Because Paris Saint-Germain Emre bi atwam no mokofa David Beckham de buy. There was Ronaldinho in this particular setup. There has been Neymar in this team. There has been Messi in this particular team. There has been Kylian Mbappe in this particular team. But fancy, none of them. And Etimie do this stage, Etimie taking the game upon himself. Say me decided a certain final the Ama Paris Saint-Germain. I'm on team the an European trophy. The last time they went to the final, Kingsley Coman is still in the show. Abra Bayern share PSG by 1 goal to no the trophy in the DSU Monaso. Neymar omo won and pania ye bibia hodo but obegina game no wantimi afa mo. But akoda way enya ne first start in the UEFA Champions League final. Fancy hwe kwanya or the Inter Milan boys in the faso. And his adaptation is becoming something else because he is known to be a dribbler. But at the Champions League level now, no, or they are quite a different stage of being a goal scorer and a creator. On a stage where I'm not obiani naso because you catch your sanka when they be decided to find and one and kebebo ni din.
Be can Dembele.
We Dembele free on my yen never bought Kivicha Kraskele. Yeah. Asaka never bought Vitinha Mudin. But this was a kid who announced himself at the global stage. Me concern Pani say what next? Because we've seen a lot of beautiful stories in football. Adia wa brabomni say not all beautiful stories. And a beautiful ending. There are a lot of beautiful stories Tembiano na shase no utia na yode. But ewiye no eba ko wiase na ase kire ne tie say anasa kwa ko wie say. By looking at what he did, I'm really looking forward. Say he's not going to be another player where we'll tell a different story in the near future. Say akoda we share go assist in the final. But then Monshe baby on enam. He's a free family football from Kwani wom. Ne wo fa bobo. Ni nua currently crabo Strasbourg. And anwa da PSG ni Strasbourg krano. We saw so ni nua no mo din komoni ade won che. So he comes from a footballing family and we expect him to do well. Obeye so a onye na onye ni ye. And I'm hoping said this wouldn't be the end per his quality and idea was showcasing, but it will go in the long run and give him whatever that he deserves. football always has a way of coming back to make sure say respect be a will lose you can be able to earn it. The number 2 person I was trying to talk about is Luis Enrique. We can speak a lot about the story of Onene Baba and Yakan Bebrina Manetrim. But I think say Adeba Kwa manage the money pa the fact say fancy. Papa way ebe lusu a certain respect among other European coaches. I'll be a quadri treble 2014-2015 with Barcelona. There was some respect in the World Kakra. But do not him say, oh, we didn't pass here sideways. We did a born a boring do. We did a head star in ACT corner, and your man said, I'm going in Famano. Yeah. Better crying a Jumano crowd with me. I'm also before a Juma Calancelotti by went to me. Thomas Tico before Jumano went to me. Mauricio Pochettino before Jumano went to me. A Juma Yakofa Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Omunina boy, and Mudeman, and Monet to me. And yes, Anye say PSG were not successful. But Anye to a certain extent, say, per the amount of money PSG invested in project, who expect to say, season after season, nearly go and pay, and also multi-major. But in terms of European competitions and other major competitions, be on my Omudi no mathematic to draw an idea. So in the league, they were doing so well. But in Europe, there was a huge problem. And that is what he was brought in for. A idea can be a season when Uncle J Coupe de France. Trophy the champions, no, and not G League now. You can say normal because PSG always does this season after season, and other coaches are back. Christophe Gattier, GGB the year day, but the extra mile will always be that particular thin line of Paris Saint-Germain crossing their borders to make sure they will stamp their authority on a competition like the Champions League. Now, on Saturday, me explaining and you want to say the reason why winning this particular trophy means a lot, and the bit me make Luis Enrique immortal in the history books of Paris Saint-Germain now. Fancy, nika na ya nwa se ono ana sadi we afa ne so e de aba. So Olympic myself for me so meti me pie because Paris Saint-Germain na any Champions League ni kwa o ma je treble.
To me.
O de no to nchen a. Mo di katafo na tema ana mo discussion. And our discussion, we are not trapped. You say, fancy, and also we are saying, I saying, yeah. So Luis Enrique has become immortal in the history books of Paris.
And Mekai crash or buy and okay, so not PSG born in yet. Maybe 0-0. Their league games now going in ma. I'm on for Sopano now or Momun Shiguna then they even in the Champions League crown so here playoff and some or they advance their back.
And the turning point was just a little thing. And I'm happy for him, say what me achieve these particular results away from the Champions League, which the season let's see. Yet one man of Makoma Osman Dembele, UEFA best player. And Mama Desire Doué, young player of the tournament. This can go as far as so far as UEFA you as the best player, and the probability say you be the UEFA best player and ankasa na UEFA awards no was so. And you be you as best a striker, best playmaker, and your money in also done change. But I strongly believe say there are different things that other players did in the competition which actually should have put them ahead of Osman Dembele. To be very honest, when you're Raphina why 13 assists, 13 goals, 8 assists, 21 goal involvement in the Champions League. But you see, you expect Senki be the corner and you know, as the best player of the competition. Then there is Yamal. A splendid performance in most big games in the UEFA Champions League. I will expect Senkasa award and the Kemfanya Day. But this goes a long way to tell you one thing about football. Fancy, no matter what you do during a season, so real season, that's one Jeffrey. Football doesn't remember people almost also second and third.
Numbers be a man.
Football will always remember you for the kind of trophies you won. You see, you need to be also. There were certain things that we are talking about the Champions League in particular. Fancy, I'm here to see Obi Ayeyin as the best player of the Champions League. I've been on the Champions League, you know.
Okay.
Maybe we have some. I'll be to Makaime, but maybe I'm here to see. You can check and also help me out.
Champions League season every
Ye best player of the Champions League. And you'll be a one and you're on a trophy. No. Fancy what I say. Mimi dear, Mimi did to me say pen numbers ne kuta Raphina. Any yamano. To be very honest with you. Because Raphina now coming close to even Cristiano Ronaldo record and all Champions League. Now yama age in any idea na kodane. I want a daho masa a daho mom meal the daho.
We effect for Ballon d'Or so. You
see, the Ballon d'Or medical can say fancy. The real idea be determine the Ballon d'Or and your mom you next. Champions League ne ama Dembele almost bear not to bear 70% CC. Because he did not only win the Champions League, he has won the treble. I think we are underrating how people treble no Nigeria dion.
The last player J treble no so I do.
What I say? Treble no Nigeria ding. Nigeria ding. But the determinant
when we need after the season.
Oh, that we need after so Spain Euros no. Spain Euros we na Rodri Beji.
Season now.
Ellen Halam treble.
Yes.
Messi Nigeria. Yes.
Yeah.
But
You
see the reason why on say only two players and Mike on betimi causes a particular havoc. So what the treble crown e betimi abeji Ballon d'Or free himself. Messi ni Cristiano Ronaldo. Fancy, and you be being no mummy no babaji o. On say adina voting. Voting na ye no sanko for me no o ma establish yourself as household names.
More public appeal no.
More public appeal la. Omo no madwuma no mo hia pia bebrebe just perform on the pitch with one competition. Because here na Messi eje Ballon d'Or no. Ade ba ko e dey consider Messi pa was the World Cup.
Yes.
Let's not forget. Say a World Cup in the pan they play massive role at the man Messi, and that is one of the best World Cups I've ever seen Lionel Messi play.
Yeah, man of the match, I was almost
every single game. And you know, so to me, say World Cup no the godfather of every single tournament we are CBA. Meboa, me no baby a Messi say e dini sa boa na ye sa ye be go back to 2010. So be kaya 2010 na Schneider. Eddie in time land J treble no. Sa World Cup na e boy no Messi mo amohwe. Argentina crampo Diego Mando Maradona the jump by they did not reach anywhere. But by day. You see, there's a public appeal for these players. So the other players, by example, I will never ever agree with you because the public appeal of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo goes beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay.
I'm gonna be big to be eating. I will be correct. I say, and yesterday somebody told me say, "What the moment Messi in a club World Cup and nanke hadi." And Nipano, obeka say be a grown no deal. But I'm telling you for a fact, obetimi akwa kwaje e be a Messi on Joe Babo so afro podium.
Central for a tour ban.
And central for a tour because oko Bahamas, now ko Bahrain, now ko Kosovo, ono tour bana. What did the Messi ni Ronaldo no? And when he 3 months, the Yan say Messi aji bibi. But I feel that the current generation of FIFA Ballon d'Or voters no, and your bebre will have to play in your part. It all boils down to in PM with the within a twinkle of an eye. They have award nebe mau. Me Rodri at the Euros in the Ballon d'Or. Messi mu no mo de a certain pedigree bi o ma set am mo ne standard ni PL bi o mo da. I build the foundation. It's only your performance kakrebi. But this current ones near to abano. Some many about Champions League now. But make also within the next 2 months, the Nations League in the Club World Cup in the Sabibia.
Yeah, I say after the Champions League, the Sanke we season in the area.
Any area
and Canonco. But yet the new format of the Club World Championship.
That is it.
And the Nations League.
And the Nations League is also there.
Yeah.
Because Rodri, I don't know about yeah, because the Champions League now board and you're not the best player. No Vinicius Junior. Me, I'm saying for a fact, say, Kyrie na and Kyrie Abano. And Euros be anyone, Vinicius Junior will be the Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay, in Euros now no the hand.
But Euros no, I didn't know Rodri be here with Euros no. Or Danny Nyoma be that time now so much about Copa America.
Yeah.
Vinicius muko share poto o man timi amo. Ana Rodri na nkasa so na the did that so am 14 after. Treble season now mo here dey. It's Eros ni piano kakra bi say oh club side kwampo watimi ade treble yan farmer no and the national team na push no say oh yeah complete football.
So me say Mike can be club World Cup no so Barca and
count. But bibi also betimi asesa with the Nations League.
So Raphina to say Lamine Yamal edge the Nations League.
They say Raphina trouble or Ballon d'Or in Paris say ono a Nations League.
Ono so more club.
Ono so more club World Cup. But Yamal an opportunity with the Nations League. The same thing no opportunity no Dembele so opportunity. I was an Nations League no. And at the same time this Paris Saint-Germain team ne ball no more bono fancy. The club World Cup no some of the performances we never almost beat my behind. It is 2 tournaments.
And some Super Cup no.
Also Super Cup crowd and then shut down major it's a major trophy though. But also the determinant factors of how people are going to vote for you in the Ballon d'Or now. UEFA Super Cup no wouldn't come in. But Club World Cup no 32. I was telling somebody say FIFA invested millions and millions of dollars. I hype this particular competition. It will definitely play a role in how people will vote. And about PR and so baby adwuma say ya den. Man kofo bi ni say no Ballon d'Or na ho amu na eye.
France for now.
And you no stadium no mo to nyum Osman Dembele Ballon d'Or. And you wan na to nyum no ho.
Say as a power fia oye.
What you say? Mbappe dey obi because what then Mbappe did not even win the champion. Who did the French League and this? When the season even won the World Cup in 2018 no cra no. One man na because Ronaldo ni Messi no one never set the difference. But you see an bie to a certain extent say Dembele has made a case for himself due to the treble now waje. And then the numbers are what he accumulated. Okay. But fancy more or less the Club World Cup and the Nations League also a legs kakrebi on ma and also bet me a pushy. Make Barcelona la so Club World Cup. For now the
top 3.
The top 3 the assistants currently the Dembele, then Yamal, then Raphina as the top 3 assistants. Kylian Mbappe will be like 4th. Because only an outsider in this particular discussion. Salah also be, but these people are outsiders due to the Club World Cup and the Nations League now a dominant. Because Salah if the Nations League and I be saying be non because almost in a two about in Pimpima say journalists na dominant recency bias. That is the right word that what you see. But Florent Vett on $150 million.
Why?
Florent Vett on your $150 million player.
Been a ton of the Osenibuni
on your $150 million player.
That's the price.
On
your $150 million player.
Mateus Cunha is 62.
On your $150 million. Florent Vett.
Odu 62
million. Florent Vett $150 million player.
What Mike Brem?
Fancy better say akomia kaya dey we mame.
Oh, I dey say afame ya.
So now okay na my interpret. This is how I summed up the Champions League in Tiemko.
A Champions League triumph characterized by comebacks.
Nya what ne kan ade no.
Okay, a Champions League triumph characterized by comebacks, breakthroughs, and redemption. The once ridiculed project is now the envy of the world.
Neza de matroni na ya brofo.
I
ne tofa bomu ane say a Champions League successor. Dear a better one a comeback. So be a tiako wababion. Dembele has made a comeback to the top of the world. Now he's top of discussions. Me sure so no otine ne busu for tia. Ebe your ma who has an yedi Ballon d'Or on command Dembele di count. That is exactly how he was started. Abra Barca Foko Fano as a potential from Borussia Dortmund. NT one Laporta can maybe say about the potential Kwadia de Dembele won a mapping May. Now we are realizing it. A massive comeback for him. Can year na season crab Barca Foko Tono. A bedroom bear 9 seasons and Semen Ameninka. A bedroom bear 8-9 seasons. So he's made that solid comeback again. Luis Enrique. Or the Champions League with 2014-2015 year treble, won every trophy at his disposal. Then he went off.
So Dembele 2017.
2017, Tebedu 8 years.
Yeah.
He went off the radar. Speaking of Luis Enrique, no Konya Spanish national team Ejumano. Then unfortunately tragedy hit him Nebane Dieno, he would be destabilized. He was sacked after the 2022 FIFA World Cup and World Qatar after Spain ended the tournament in a disappointing fashion. Enrique and a year returned to coaching with Paris Saint-Germain. He's made the comeback again. Now he's on top of the world. Enrique de Wabinho. A lot of comeback stories as regards the UEFA Champions League. Comebacks. Then the breakthroughs. Akomia spoke highly of Desiree Doué, but it's not just him. Breakthrough for João Neves, a breakthrough for Nuno Mendes, breakthrough from William Pacho, a breakthrough season for Paris Saint-Germain. No bien names a winner ya mafe, but they have broken through, and this is where they are. Ebenezer, baby, Nyanko Pondi Omabedruni, and then redemption for Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Okasani na utie ne kasa ni muna. He looks a person relieved. Asudi ane done so blame games. A man for baby na pointing fingers. Say papa ya not to players neighbor. He is responsible for spending money unnecessarily. Sika wetua to lure players to play for Paris.